up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead, slap that like button, and subscribe so that you don't miss a video. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell because you get a little ring-a-ding and you find out when every video pops off. I need you there. Come support. Today is a day in history because I have been looking forward to bringing my castmates on from season 2 of For the Love of DILFS for so long. Since the moment I've met them, they give me so much life. They're so talented, so bright, so beautiful. And today we have none other than Luders here on the channel from Out TV's season 2 For the Love of DILFS. The Haitian Daddy, welcome. So I just want to start off like at the very beginning. Like, what made you come on For the Love of DILFs? What was your incentive for coming on the show? Was it the love? Was it the money? A couple little bit more followers? Like, what were you feeling? Why did you audition for the program?
Well, honestly, I auditioned for the show because, I'm a person who hasn't had love in their life for a long time, and I've never really had a boyfriend. So I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to get one, find love on national TV. But as I see, that didn't work out so great. But at least I gave it a try, right? I gave it a try.
Listen, I don't think any of us really knew what to expect coming into the mansion. And I'm big on that. You're right. You gave it a try. And no matter where anyone placed or when anyone left the mansion, everyone really came in with their best foot forward and like you said, gave it the biggest try. So that's all we could ever hope for. Um, so like if things were a little bit different in the beginning, we know that the himbos were blindfolded, they chose the daddies. Let's say like for some reason the tables have turned and daddies were choosing himbos and your journey was a little bit different in DILF Mansion, who would you have chosen? Like if we just got to choose himbos, who would you have chosen?
Um, Believe it or not, you know, uh, I thought Nick was pretty, very handsome.
Yeah.
Of course, I would have been blindfolded, so I would not have known.
Uh-huh.
But when the blindfolds would have come off, I really thought that Nick was very, very handsome.
Mhm.
And of course, he looks like star quality. So there you have it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
now, don't get me wrong, all the himbos look amazing.
Yeah.
They all look amazing. And I'm not saying that I wasn't happy with Daniel, but but it just seems like Nick, just personality wise, I probably would have loved to match with Nick.
Yeah. No, Nick, yeah. He's
Yeah.
cute. So how was that experience for you not being able to do it that way? Obviously, the himbos got to choose us. Were you nervous? That was a huge thing for me. Obviously, like having just getting chosen by your body, I thought I was certainly gonna not be chosen. That's why I was so shocked things turned out the way they did with that scene. Was that something you were nervous about too? Or how did you feel about the way that we met our himbos?
I was very nervous. I was very nervous because you didn't know what to expect, and what the audience saw is what we got to experience. And I think the producers, I think that's what they wanted. They wanted, however we were feeling, I think they wanted the audience to feel the same way. So of course it was nerve wracking because you don't know how you're going to be picked. You don't know what is going to be said, So it was very nerve wracking. And I was just like, oh my God, I hope like when the blindfolds are open, that the hambos are not saying like, what the fuck? Who the fuck did I just pick? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. That's what I was nervous about. I was like, I'm gonna take off his blindfold and he's basically gonna run and I'm gonna be stuck here like without himbo. I know it was so nerve-wracking. And I think that's definitely what makes us so close as like a cast
Mhm.
and as friends because we went through that stress together. Like I remember waiting in the atrium to come on to meet the himbos. And Rico had lost. Remember, Rico dropped his phone, and that caused a break or like we it took us longer to get on set because of that. So it's so funny how fast it
It
happened.
did.
It's funny how fast it happens on camera. And I'm like, oh, didn't because he dropped his phone, didn't we have to wait an extra like 45 minutes to come out? Like that was annoying.
You know what? It's so amazing that you probably remember, but I don't even remember that was happening because I know for a fact that we had to wait longer than when we were supposed to come out. But I didn't even know that what was going on.
Yeah, no, I think I heard production say it, like, "Oh, a himbo dropped his phone," and then I think it was Topher, he was like, "Oh, a himbo dropped his phone," and then he goes, like, laughing, like, "Oh, and we got it on camera," and I was like, "Ah,
Yeah, that was
I wonder
yeah.
who that could
But
be."
to actually see it on camera on TV, it was kind of like, whoa, that's what was going on. And then come to find out, they put it in there, and it's pretty funny. And
Yeah.
I actually like the fact that they put it in there.
I know, I remember thinking like, "Oh, we're off to such, like, an authentic start because
Yeah,
no one made or wanted that to happen, this is just
yeah.
really how the cast was. There was a lot of, like, authentic energy where all it took was for people to be themselves, and the show kind of made itself in a way, so
Yeah, I felt the same way when I was watching it and we had our reaction video. I was like, yeah, I like that because they obviously production knows what the audience wants, so
yeah.
they gave the audience what they want. They're like, oh, we're just gonna give them this because it's not forced. This is what's really happening in real life, you know.
And major diversity. I think there's been so many comments and messages that I've gotten about how, what I love about this comment is it really separates everyone. Everyone's loves how different everyone is. Not even so much that, oh, it's a diverse cast. It's the fact
Mm.
that nobody is like exactly the same in our cast, and it makes it so fun to watch because everyone is like their own individual unique person falling in love with another individual unique person. So it's like it's something I'm so proud of when it comes to that, so
100% true.
yeah, that's like been my favorite part, is being part of like that representation. Even when it comes to being a little bit more of a feminine daddy and showing a little bit more of what people didn't expect a daddy to be. I'm even proud of that. Like there's the thick, hairy physical thing, but there's also like, I didn't change my voice too much. I didn't act masculine too much. You know what I mean? I really went on and I was the balance that I am, which is both super masculine and super feminine. Because I've been hearing the people on the podcast saying Nigel was dropping his voice on the whole when we were picking our himbos. And let me just say, if you were in a competition and it was day one of being chosen, you would drop your voice too. You'd be like, I'm your fucking dad. Like you would drop it. Like period.
Yeah,
So I need for people to not be like, oh, why did he drop his voice? Why is he act? No, baby, I was not trying to go home and say what. I was
but
trying to get me a himbo. So I had to
but
reel
to
him
think
in, and
about
then
it,
I released my real voice as time progressed.
yeah, but to think about it, we weren't putting when we got cast, they had been let us know that this is what they wanted. They
Yeah.
wanted us to be authentic. They always wanted us to be our real selves, and that is the reason why they didn't cast like the big buff guys and the guys with big
Mhm.
pecs and big shoulders, six
Yeah.
packs, and all that stuff. Because look at me. I mean, I'm feminine. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they wanted to make sure that they captured that. You know what I'm saying? It was based off. I know when I got cast, it was based off my age
Yeah.
and the fact that I am young looking, because a lot of people thought that I was a himbo. You understand what I'm saying? So I was like, well, I'm not a himbo, but I look young. I just keep myself up very well. So the producers were even shocked when they were casting me because it was like, whoa, you look very young to be a daddy.
Literally, all my
And
friends are like, he looks so young. Like it's insane. And
I
you
mean,
looking at you right now, you look like all of 21 years old. Literally looking at you
well,
right now.
thank
It's
you.
crazy. You're thriving. You should feel so proud of that.
Well, thanks. I mean, I keep myself up. That's just the Haitian in me, and it's the genes, baby. It's the genes.
So overall, like how would you rate your experience? Like what were the good, what was the good, what was the bad? Like what are you feeling?
Well, the good thing was, at the end of the day, I will say this as for all the cast members, we are winners because we got cast over thousands of people who put in their application, right? So I don't want people to think that because I went home first, I opted out and as if I wasn't having a good experience. I was having a great experience. I loved the cast. Um, it's just that I just knew in that scene when I was told that I was going to do that scene, and I just knew that it wasn't something that I wanted to do because in that scene that they was gonna ask me to do, um, when I watched season one, and you know what? To be very transparent, I wasn't hoping that it would be like, oh, I'm not the one to get to do it. I just was hoping that maybe no one would get to do that scene
Yeah.
because that scene is not so pleasant for me, and I was just hoping that no one would get a chance to do that scene.
Yeah.
So I just was not comfortable doing it. So I just
Yeah.
figured that I just need to be opt out. Yeah.
I remember talking to you about it in the mansion. I remember I was trying to convince you to do it. And the only reason for that is because I saw so much fire and personality in you. And I didn't necessarily want you to do it and do what Phoenix did. I wanted you to do it in like a Luders way. And I talked to a couple of my friends of mine and they wanted the same thing. Like they loved you on the show and they wanted more of like, oh, I wish he would have done it just so we could have another scene to watch him type thing. But also you stood your ground and you made a decision that also a lot of the viewers are respecting also. So you know what I mean? Like I gave you my advice. I thought that you should do it, not in an embarrassing way, just do it in a cute, special, unique looters way. And you decided against it. You stood your ground and you did what you needed to do. And people are respecting that too. So it's nice that you can end up just going with your gut and it's still like sometimes the right decision is like whatever the right decision is for you type thing. So
Yeah, and I don't feel like as if like me not doing it as if like it caused a stir. I think it was like damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I think there's people out there who saying, shit, if I was in that same position, there you have it. He stood for something. I stood for something. And as bad as I wanted to go all the way, um, I was enjoying everybody. I was enjoying the crew. I was enjoying the cast. I was enjoying the producers of the show. But at the end of the day, I just felt like if you do this, you gotta always go back to that scene, and
yeah.
then in knowing that you knew that you wasn't comfortable doing it, and it's months, it's months later, and I still feel like I made the right decision. So even walking out of the house and you know what I'm saying? And it's months later, and some people be like, "Oh, damn! I regret. I should have done that." No, I still stand by my ground. I
Right.
still stand my ground and say, "No, I'm grateful that I didn't do it because it would have been detrimental to go back and look at that and think to myself, how desperate were you to be on TV that you was willing to do that?
Yeah.
No,
And if
no,
that's how you felt, that's so important that that's respected because I think that's the part that people don't understand about us being the talent on these shows is that we have to make decisions on set that we have to live with and be branded with our entire lives. So
absolutely.
yeah, so if you were weighing it out, you know what I mean, and this is the decision that you came with in knowing that this would be the best for looters, then I support it. I love it. And this is why I wanted to have you want to talk about it, just so people can kind of because the scene happens so quick, you're in, you're out. It's very fast. And that's why I wanted to bring you here is to kind of so people can get a little bit more backstory on that decision and also what we go through when we're making those decisions on set for who we are. It's a lot of
But you know what? I really feel like that scene is set up for somebody to go home. I don't care what no one says. It just seems like it's a scene. You get your point. You get what I'm saying. You get your moment, and then boom, you're out. Because and I knew that when Daniel didn't pick me after the trivia game, I knew there was a possibility I was going to go home. So I don't like that scene
yeah.
to go through that scene, and there's a possibility I may go home. No, why would I stick around?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that desperate to be on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There will be other opportunities for me to get on TV. So I don't need to embarrass myself in that moment.
And I love the idea of thinking like, is this something I want to watch back? Because
No.
that became a question in my head while I was in the mansion too. Is like, okay, like I'm gonna not do that because that's not something I want to see myself do on TV. So it became very easy to make decisions and be myself because I was like, I definitely that's not how I want to be viewed. That's not I don't you know what I mean? Like so you just
Absolutely.
any regrets like in total too? Like now that you like with the
Oh no, no regrets whatsoever because You know, Daddy TV gave me a platform. Out TV gave me a platform. Everything was what I thought it was when I got there. They're very respectful. You know, the cast was respectful. I mean, of course, we were making a reality show. So of course there nothing wasn't perfect, but the respect level was there, and I appreciate the respect level. And they respected the fact that if I didn't want to do the scene, let him go. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be happy seeing this on national TV, so we have to go along with it. And if they had forced me to do the scene, I would have been like very not happy.
Which
But
they never would, because they were always so flexible when it came to how we felt with things on
exactly.
camera and stuff like that. Which we
So
got very lucky with, talking to other different reality TV personalities about their experiences on different networks and stuff like that. People have been through hell, and I'm always, the producers are always just a text away from me, and I always just like tell them how I feel, because I'm so thankful that my mental health, my being well fed physically, mentally, everything was so
mhm.
well taken care of in the mansion. And it would have been a different experience had they not been there like that. So shout out to Daddy TV for really, working with
Daddy,
us, and not treating us like cattle.
Daddy TV it is. They were very concerned about our mental health. Shout out to Lewis, who
Shout out
kept
to Lewis, who,
who
baby,
kept the fans in that house.
I
Um,
was with Lewis, scene after scene after scene. I love him.
yeah, I mean, we're not talking about you, but when it's the time to talk about you, baby, Lewis was on hand
Yeah,
waiting for you at all times, because baby,
I know.
I mean, it was a good it was, doing a reality show, that was definitely an experience to really go through, to understand what really happens.
Yeah,
And I got my moment, and I got my chance to understand how it works.
yeah. Which
But
I
people
know
don't
you
understand.
loved.
They may have seen me a little bit on camera with those 2 episodes, but they don't understand that we were shooting, 10, 12-hour days. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know that that's how long it took for us to make those scenes.
Yeah, I know. I love breaking that ice for people, being like, it was work. We were up when the sun came up, and we weren't done until after it went down. So
Oh
when
my
I say I utilized the necessities of the building, it was well deserved, because we were working around the clock, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. I think the way it's edited and the things that they got is because of how attentive they were all day long. You know what I mean? But it's so weird. It feels like a fast forwarded version of your life on TV, doesn't it?
It does, because it's like we're like asking ourselves, what happened to all the other stuff that we did?
Yeah.
It's a lot of editing
Yeah.
and cutting and making sure that they got the right angle of everybody and stuff like that. So I can understand, like, now I see it's a hard job, that I probably wouldn't want to go through that. Like, I kind of like being the character. I really do. I enjoy being
It's so interesting how, like, because, like, it's 10, 12 hours of shooting, and I'm going through all these emotions in one day, but in the episode I'm going through all those emotions in 45 minutes, and it's just so, like, it's like, okay,
yeah.
are you telling people, like, we were filming all day, but this is not, like, I promise you I wasn't going through all this in 45 minutes, like, if this is not,
No,
TV
that was
land is
all.
so funny. Let's
Yeah.
rewind back to episode 1 with that spin the bottle. I'm so interested, like, in this alternate universe of different things happening for you. Like, let's say the bottle had landed on you for that segment. Who would you have chosen to go home that night?
Um, and I'm a strategic person. I'm a competitive person. If the bottle had landed on me, going back now, thinking who I would have said to go home, I probably would have said you and Rico or something like that. Reason why, we were there to compete for, you know, love, and we had to knock out people out. So it wasn't going to be based on the fact that y'all having a good time, you know, and I'm like, okay, I need to keep them in the competition. Right. No, if y'all was having such a good time, y'all the people I need to get out the competition because due to the fact that I'm trying to win. Yeah. At the end of the day, this is still a competition. And I was gonna kick out the strongest couple. And you guys were the strongest couple from the beginning.
Well, luckily that bottle did not land on you and you had no say. So
I have no say. There you have it.
So real quick, my friends they crack me up with the show and they are calling your pajama situation Pajama Gate. And what do you think about that? Like, what do you think about people's reaction to that scene and that moment in the show?
You know what? I think that pajama scene is going to haunt me. I think when the show, as it progressed throughout the weeks, I believe that the people are going to still have in their mind about this pajama situation, because I'm sure people are going to want to know, where does this pajama situation end? Right. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, we know where it goes. we know how far it goes.
Right. I mean, speaking of, I'm sure it's going to come up at the reunion. What are you most excited to see, without any spoilers, obviously, in the reunion episode?
I am so ready to go viral.
What can we expect from you? What can we expect from you?
I am about to go viral because I think what's going to happen is I think people are going to just be so surprised that Luders was in 2 episodes. For now, Luders was in 2 episodes, and we're not going to get to see Luders. They will get to see me without spoiling anything. They will get to see me at some point. But the thing about it is, I think people are going to be shocked by, well, you know, that wasn't really the attitude that we got from him the first time. We're seeing a different kind of Luders this go round. The reunion, I think they're going to be like, that's not the Luders we remember from several episodes ago. So they're going to be like, whoa. They're going to be like, there was a whole 360.
I love it.
And I think that's going to be my proudest.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be my proudest.
I can't wait to see it. And I'm telling people, everyone who has missing you since you left, that's texting me, I'm like, he'll be back for the reunion. He'll be on the reunion. But even past that, past the reunion and life in general, what do you want to do with this new platform and this new experience behind you and under your belt? Is there anything you want to do going forward?
I mean, there's other things I want to do. I'm not sure just yet what I want to do, but I do know I want to go forward. And whatever the opportunity is given to me, I will take it because, but I know one thing. Going forward, any opportunity that I feel strongly about, because I know that this is not like something that I woke up, you know, I've had the dream of wanting to be on TV and want to be a star and wanting to be a reality star, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'm going to always stand my ground, because I just feel like just because you're on TV, you don't have to do everything. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to say yes to everything just because they're asking you to do it. You still have to stick by the fact that, you know, your loyalty to yourself, you know, your dignity, you know, the things that you believe in, and the things that I believe in, I'm gonna still stand my ground. So if that means that going forward that it may or may not get me on another show, I'm fine with that.
Okay. And then what would you say, like rewinding back to maybe the person who's not yet on a reality TV show who still has that dream? Any like advice for someone who is still trying to break into that industry? Because congratulations, you did it. I think that a lot of the times we are so wrapped up in like watching the show and living where we are. I still like to rewind back and just be thankful of like, oh my gosh, I got casted. Like, forget the fact that it's out and I'm watching it. Like, I was so happy to even just be there. What would you say to someone who still
Well,
has a dream?
well, like I was saying before, you know, if you get casted for anything, I mean anything, in any genre of this business, you already winning. Just the fact that you got cast, right? But you still have to stand with, you know, pride and dignity and your loyalty to yourself. Like I said, that I'm not still not gonna do everything, because if you got me on here once, I can get on something else. That's what I believe. I believe if I believe that I was able to get on this show, what other show that I cannot get on? You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because my personality stands out. So there will be producers who would, excuse me, there will be producers who would say, you know what, we got this guy on this show. We believed in, you know, in his talents,
Mhm.
and we will continue with him. And we you know what I'm saying, we will definitely say, you know, they'll make accommodations. Now, are they gonna just stop everything and, you know, to make sure, you know, that they, you know, they making sure that, you know, you're all good? I
Mhm.
mean, they still have how they had a way to do what they wanted to do, but I think there are producers out there who will respect the fact that you're not going to go for it, just anything.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna have you back.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
After the reunion, right?
Yes, after the reunion, we will do another recap of your time on this show. But before we go, why don't you let everyone know where they can follow you? And if you have any links that you mentioned right now, I'll make sure to put them in the description box of this video so that your fans of the show can continue to keep up with you even after we wrap for the Love of DILFs. Where can people find you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram, of course. You know, that is everybody's telephone number. Official underscore Luders Pierre. They can find me on TikTok, Luders Pierre. They can find me on X, the new Twitter, Luders Pierre. Facebook, Luders Pierre. Everything is Luders Pierre. So as long as they're spelling it right, they will find me. Because some people they be like, no,
Yeah, I
can't.
know. And that's either way, like I said, I will have those links, guys, right in the description box of this video so you can follow him, keep up with Luders on his journey through life post DILFs. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Nigel Battle Official. Get the story preview and insights of who and when is coming on the channel next, because I plan on having a lot of dope ass conversations with cast members, producers, anyone I can get who is part of the experience, I want on this channel. I feel like there's still so much to say and so much to back up when it comes to this show. And I want to make sure each castmate has the opportunity. So follow over on Instagram, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. So you're here for every single interview, everything. Like, you don't want to miss anything. So I love you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much, Luders, for coming on, and I'll see you guys soon.
And remember, Nigel, I'm fucking this cat. Just hold the tail.
Bye.